It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Friday, and I'm feeling pretty good about that fact. It is July the 18th.
Wow.
Good morning. We're here for the next 4 hours, and by we, I mean me and Paul Fletcher.
Finally saw Superman. Thought I would share that.
Right on. No
Yeah.
wonder you have such a healthy, buoyant glow today. I don't know if that's true.
Overall fun. Clark Kent, Lois Lane, perfectly cast. A little messy here and there, but a good start to a new DC universe. So if you're a superhero movie fan, I'd say go see it.
Fair enough. Ryder?
Friendly reminder, you are not a horse.
Wow. You know what? Thank you for that.
Really
Well,
good
there's
for
that.
everybody to know this morning.
It's a good reminder for a Friday.
Hey, do you guys want to guess what episode of Gorman in the Morning we're on today? What
60.
episode we just started? Fletcher says 60. Steve?
I think we are officially centenarians, however that word is. 100. I don't know. No. 75.
69.
69. Oh!
Give me a nice.
That's a nice.
Here we go.
Come on, Gronk. Let's all celebrate, shall
We
we?
should have been able to get to that one.
Man, you'd think. I knew it wasn't 100. I just wanted it to be.
We're getting there.
Because I want it to be late August, would that be? Or
Well,
September?
think
we
we're-
should consider the source, and we
That's
should
true.
have been able to do 69.
Yeah.
Next time we'll get there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, speaking of there, I'm feeling Minnesota, which is right here, which means I'm ready for headlines.
Okie dokie. A couple of quick hit reminders to get things started. Paul McCartney got back tour tickets go on sale today, 10 a.m. That's the public on sale. So get after it if you want to be in the building.
Nice. I will say this, having seen him 3 years ago now, if
Okay.
you go see Paul McCartney, he's going to play a whole bunch of songs you've already heard.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, a lot of them. Like,
He's not going to break out stuff from the
What?
new album.
no, he's going to do like 3 hours of songs that you've heard your whole life.
When
and
am I
it's
going to
pretty
take a
great.
bathroom break then?
Not really anywhere. No. Take care of that ahead of time.
You might be able to find a couple of bathroom breaks at the Minnesota Yacht Club Festival. That kicks off today, although not a lot because it's a pretty solid lineup.
It is.
Harriet Island, you got the Alabama Shakes, you got Weezer, you've got Green Day, Sublime, 311, Garbage, Blind Melon. It's that thing's pretty loaded today, tomorrow, and Sunday. It was 2 days last year, right? This year, 3 days.
Yeah, they expanded, and weather for Saturday and Sunday looks good, and I think those are the best headliners. So
Yeah,
there you go.
no kidding.
There you go. No matter what you like to drink, with 70 new options in 2025, there's something for everybody at the State Fair this year. It's the largest amount of new drinks in the last 5 years. Biggest trend this year appears to be slushies. One that jumped out to me, the Scooby Slush by Liftbridge Brewing at Chicago Dogs. But perhaps the most unique and interesting, this one, I can't wait to get your guys' response to this one. A new creation, a beer brewed by, is it Prize?
Yes.
Brewing company in Minneapolis that's been turned into soft serve ice cream.
Oh no! Oh jeez!
Yeah.
The soft serve royal raspberry appearance and texture of the concoction has no dairy or other additions. It's just the beer. You can find it at Lulu's Public House.
That's troubling.
Beer soft serve ice cream.
That's troubling.
Man, I want my beer to taste like beer and my ice cream to taste like ice cream.
I
That's
know.
my first thought.
Generally I would agree with that, but I could see that being a very slippery slope.
Do we know how much this is going to set us back? Is it like $15? Is my guess?
I don't have the numbers, but I'm guessing you're probably in the right ballpark.
I'm worried it
gotta be
could be
10.
like me at a blackjack table with an ATM. Who cares? Just get more. Just pull more money out. We're having fun, right?
All right. Riders out on soft serve beer. Steve is in.
Yeah, sadly in.
Will you be double fisting a cone in each hand?
We're going to have to see what happens.
Just as the Minnesota State Fair completed its grandstand lineup this week, the Steve Miller Band has bailed their planned grandstand gig, as well as their entire tour, actually. In a statement, the band says, quote, the combination of extreme heat, unpredictable flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, and massive forest fires make these risks for you, our audience, the band and the crew, unacceptable. You can blame it on the weather. The tour is canceled. The fair, which was notified of the cancellation Wednesday evening, says it will book another show for August 28th, but at this time, no additional info is available.
Wow, so they went full Milli Vanilli, huh? Blame it on the rain. Wow, Miller's such a purist. I wouldn't think he'd go for the lip sync twins, but okay.
But the entire tour kind of makes you wonder if maybe it's a ticket sale thing.
I'm. You know what? Steve Miller is such a contrarian, such a classically, and I say this in a good way, grumpy old man.
Yeah.
It might
Gotcha.
very well simply be, I'm sick of this weather. Get me home. I mean, it
Very
could just be
much.
that simple. But the ticket sale thing might also be a factor.
I've also been doing it for quite a while, so if they want to cancel, they can cancel, right?
He can do whatever the hell he wants.
A tech CEO went viral yesterday for all the wrong reasons. You could argue this is the biggest story on the internet, period.
Yeah.
After he was caught on the kiss cam with a woman who isn't his wife during a Coldplay show in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and a woman identified as the company's chief people officer, Kristen Cabot, appeared briefly on the Jumbotron before covering their faces and ducking for cover. Coldplay frontman Chris Martin joked either they're having an affair or they're just shy. Byron's...
Yeah, here's Chris Martin.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Wow.
Are we sure they weren't just embarrassed to be at a Coldplay concert?
Wow.
They were clutching each other for security because they went, oh my God, we're both at a Coldplay concert. Okay, first things first. If you get busted having an affair on the kiss cam at a hockey game, okay. Soccer game, sure. Football game, sure. Coldplay concert? Since when do bands put up a kiss cam?
There's that.
That's bizarre.
On what is, you know what? I mean, I realize they're on number. It's like, that was like their 261st stadium gig on this tour. No one wants to admit
moly.
it. It's the biggest tour that's ever happened. It is. It's been going on for 3 years. They play multiple. That's how big Coldplay is.
Yeah.
But if you got to do a kiss cam to get that big, you've sold your soul. Sorry. Kiss cam at a rock concert? Stop it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And this couple, I feel like they was like, my number one rule of going to a show is don't wear sandals. My number 2 rule, no PDA.
Right.
No PDA at the concert.
Very simply, but if you're going to go, put it this way, lesson for all of us now. If you're ever at a concert or a venue and you find yourself on the kiss cam with someone you're not supposed to be groping, freeze. Don't hide. Don't move.
Yeah, actually
camera. Kiss the person because nobody will pay any attention. No one will go, was that the CEO of Astronomer up there? No one would know if they hadn't panicked. Man, they really blew that one.
It's the oldest trick in the book of being savvy of act as if.
Yeah, of course.
Nobody's going to pay attention to you. By the way, Andy Byron's wife reportedly deleted her Facebook account after the video went viral. She probably wants nothing to do with all of this.
Her Facebook got slammed, and then his LinkedIn page. Oh my God, the comments. I'm not one to feast on someone else's pain, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
The gossip mill. Oh my gosh.
I think there's a pretty basic explanation. They're in this they're like in a luxury suite, a box, They're with other coworkers who know who they are. They were putting on a demonstration. This woman's the head of HR. Don't do this at work. That's what they were doing. This would be inappropriate. The hand right underneath her rib cage. No, not there. The groping from the rear. No. Grinding. Absolutely unacceptable at work. They were doing that as a favor for everyone else. Good Lord.
It was like a live demonstration of all those stupid videos we have to watch.
That's exactly right.
Next level leadership.
Yeah,
really,
that's what it is.
What it should be allotted as.
The lesson for everyone, though, needs to be repeated. If you're on the kiss cam and you shouldn't be, just don't do anything.
Act natural.
Yeah.
Just go for the kiss or just laugh and pump your fist and nobody will care.
Right.
Robert Plant has announced a new album called Saving Grace, his first full-length since the 2021 Alison Krauss team-up, Raise the Roof. First single from the album, due out on September 26th, is a new cover of a Duluth band Low's Everybody song. I'm not big on categorizing, but they call Low slowcore, I think.
Okay.
Slowcore. Whatever that means.
Low had a great, super unique. I mean, they were just their own thing. That was kind of they created their own universe, and
Absolutely.
I think it's amazing. If you give Robert Plant credit for 45 years, he's been just operating under the shadow of Led Zeppelin, the biggest rock band ever, and completely trying to do his own thing, and always, doing it very well.
Yeah.
For everybody who's like, why don't you be Led Zeppelin? He's like, well, I'd rather do a Low cover. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm always a fan of whether I've liked every project or not. I think it's awesome just the way he does everything he does.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And by the way, this relatively obscure band from Duluth, this is the third time he's covered them. He's obviously a pretty big fan.
Yep, clearly. Really cool.
show.
I remember Robert Plant hosting 120 Minutes, the MTV show in the 80s.
Did he?
And I was like,
Oh, no crap.
I was like, Robert Plant's hosting 120 minutes, and he played and he was like, oh, I love this band from North Carolina called Let's Active, and my brain fell out of my head. I was like, the guy from Led Zeppelin can't like one of my favorite bands. It doesn't make sense. What do you mean he keeps up with modern music? He's 100. He was like 30.
Right.
But anyway.
He did feel old even then for us. You know what I mean?
Of course. Hey, man, we toured with Plant in 90, and the first show we played with him at Red Rocks, he came in and was really charming, and he's the greatest guy in the world. And we watched him from the side of the stage that night in awe that he could still do it at 42. Seriously, we were like,
40 years.
How is he doing this? Look at him. He looks amazing. He sounds great, and he's so old. 42.
He's assembled a new band also called Saving Grace. They'll be hitting the road, not coming through Minnesota, though, unfortunately. CBS has announced The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is being canceled following one more season, which will run through through next May. He won't be replaced. They're just ending The Late Show altogether. Here's Stephen.
Before we start the show, I want to let you know something that I found out just last night. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And yeah, I share your feelings.
Wow. CBS said, we, quote, we consider Stephen irreplaceable and will retire the Late Show franchise after 33 years. This is purely a financial decision against the challenging backdrop in late night. There's lots of speculation that the show's being canceled for various other reasons, but I guess we'll just find out once it all plays out, we'll find out if that's true or not.
And that speculation makes sense, but at the same time, how are any of these shows still in operation? Yeah. No one watches them. I mean, they watch them on YouTube. They watch them on Twitter.
They watch clips.
No one under 40 cares about Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, or Jimmy Fallon that I know. And I know a lot of people under 40. That's just not even on there. To me, late nights are like, that's the pinnacle. That's the apex. And if they all go away, it'll feel like a paradigm shift, and it'll be odd, but it's kind of a miracle any of them still exist.
Right. And Colbert's number one.
Yeah, he's number one.
The number one late night show.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they do care, but they care about them in 15-second clips.
Well, sure. No, I mean, it's like no one sits in front of a TV at 11:30 Eastern and waits 100%. For the show to start.
Well, how many times did you stay? And I was a late night junkie for a long time. And how many times did you stay up just to watch the monologue or just to watch Letterman's Top 10 and then kill it?
All the time. I mean, countless.
100%. Now, Uber is looking to go driverless. The ride service company announced a deal yesterday to deploy over 20,000 robotaxis over the next 6 years. Uber's teaming up with EV maker Lucid, those are nice cars, and Nuro, an autonomous vehicle startup. The deal sees Uber investing $300 million in Lucid, while Nuro will develop the self-driving technology that Lucid will use. The companies plan to launch the robotaxis in a major U.S. urban hub in 2026.
Okay, then.
So more driverlessness.
Yeah, it's not going to be us because of the weather. Like, driverless cars can't figure that crap out.
That's right.
But I would take one in a southern market.
Sure.
Where they don't worry about snow.
All right. Very good.
Oh, they worry about snow.
Yeah.
Whether it's coming or not. They're worried about it. Yeah. Trust me.
Half an inch can set them back.
Oh, I've lived it many times, my friend.
No, I know. I've heard the stories from friends.
My kids grew up in a world where if they woke up in the morning and it was snowing on any level, they knew, I'm going back to bed.
Yes.
That's just that simple. Some things about the South are A-okay.
Yeah, right?
Minnesota Twins, after a 4-day break for the All-Star game, they start a 3-game series in Colorado. Great place to go because the Rockies suck. Kyle Freeland on the hill for the Rockies. He's 1-10 with a 5.5 ERA. Let's go. Swing those bats, boys. The Twins are going to look a little different tonight, not roster-wise, but the uniform. They now have a patch on the sleeve, a sponsor after 2.5 years since the MLB said, go ahead and sponsor up your jerseys. They finally have locked in a deal with St. Paul-based Securian Financial.
Sure, of course.
So no announcement on how much money Securian is paying. The San Diego Padres, for example, much smaller market team, they make $10 million per season from Motorola.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's pretty good chunk of cash right there. The Yankees, of course, Star Insurance pays $25 million to be on their jerseys.
Yeah.
How about girls flag football? Rosemount High, we mentioned them a couple months ago. They won the Minnesota State High School Flag Football Championship. They will be competing at the Pro Football Hall of Fame's NFL Flag Championships. They're the team from Minnesota over the weekend. Go girls! Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I didn't know it went to that level. That's awesome. Awesome.
Jordan Addison pleaded to a lesser charge yesterday in a court in Los Angeles County. He pled no contest to a charge of wet, reckless driving. That's something you can be guilty of in California.
Wow.
What that means is a defendant acknowledges reckless driving involving alcohol and or drugs. No contest, no trial. Waives the right to a trial. I accept whatever penalty is given. It's just basically a fine and a slap on the wrist. However, the league can come in and discipline him for up to 3 games. We'll find out what happens. Finally, Felix Baumgartner, the Red Bull let me jump from the stratosphere down to earth with a parachute guy from 2012.
Yeah.
The guy who took who jumped off the Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil with one of those bodysuits, flew across the English Channel in a carbon fiber wing, died in a paragliding accident in Italy yesterday.
Paragliding.
That man who's done all these things, jumped from outer space, was paragliding in Italy and crashed and was killed at the age of 56. What a crazy way for that guy to go down.
Well, and the bizarre timing relative to us. We've been talking about paragliding all week.
Yeah, that's 2 paragliding accidents in a week. The guy in North Dakota is just fine.
Yes.
The daredevil of all daredevils did not survive. Kind of crazy. Annandale, Minnesota. Glad to have you with us this morning. Good morning, Annandale.
I just learned it's named after Annan, Scotland. That's where they named the town after.
Did not know that. I thought it was Ann and Dale Smith, a nice couple I met one time.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, then in that case, tip to your younger young professionals: you want a job, you want a career advancement, get the hell off social media. I mean, seriously, that's what they're saying anyway.
Okay.
Let's discuss.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Do you think Kurt Cobain would have been a big Instagram guy? I don't think so.
Oh my! It would be like worse than you see those Seinfeld episodes when they're like, "What if Seinfeld was made now? And what if Nirvana was now?" And they had to be on socials. It's just crazy.
Oh, I've never even seen that.
No,
that's great.
It's just a weirdo thought that I had in my head.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think about things. I think about a lot of things. I also think about any situation that comes up. Where's Hunter Thompson when you need him? But anyway,
Kurt would be a Reddit user. That's what he would be.
Is that what he'd be? He'd be digging deep.
Yeah.
Real quick, I ask you that because if you have a younger adult in your life, like, say, the ones in my family, and you're just trying to get them off their phone, here's a good way to say that. Hey, man, it's bad for your career to be on social media. Get off. A lot of employers are looking, apparently, and if the more active your social media presence is, the less likely they're interested in having you in their company.
Okay.
That's kind of across a lot of different industries. Now, there are some industries, obviously, where they want you to be big on social media. Let's say movie star. Yes, Sydney Sweeney, we want you to have 50 million followers.
Right.
However, if you're just trying to get on at an ad firm or a tech company or a this or a that, it's like, hey, man, too much sharing. We don't need that in this place. Let's go, knock it off. Which I'm amazed it's taken this long for people to come around and recognize that. I mean, I've been hearing that like anecdotally, but now it's kind of like, yeah, seriously. And I love the idea that maybe social media is starting, generally speaking, to wane a little bit. We've got kids who've grown up with it and they've seen the downside of it very much. Look, my family, I get on Facebook to look at the family page. I see my nephews, my nieces, my grandnephews and nieces, and that's all fantastic. That's what it was always for originally.
Yep.
And then now I found, you take those apps off your phone. It's amazing how much nicer life is when you're not looking at any of that crap.
So you don't have those apps on your phone?
No, sir.
You just when you want to use it, you go to Facebook on a desktop, basically.
My laptop. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I'm fast tracking this to the boss's inbox and see if maybe we can get out of some work.
I know, and of course we are one of the people. We have those jobs where they're like, no, your social media presence is a great thing, and I understand that. And it's just like I'm either missing a chip in my brain or I have an extra chip. One of those things keeps me from I loved Twitter like a decade ago. I thought it was hilarious.
It was fun.
It was.
That's the only one that's ever really made sense to me, and it doesn't anymore. Hasn't forever.
It had an absolute glory days, and it's more of just a cesspool now. It's so much negativity, I can't hardly.
It was simply, can you be funny in 140 characters, or can you at least convince yourself you're funny in 140 characters? Yeah. That was pretty good for me. I enjoyed it anyway. Call me crazy. I don't know how much fast food you guys still consume in a day. I don't. I'm pretty low. By far the lowest amount of fast food in my life, generally speaking, lately in the last year or two.
Agreed.
But that doesn't mean I'm still not, occasionally tempted. but let's discuss the fast foods you should never order. And I want you to think about this. 651-989-ROCK. Text us. What fast foods should you steer very clear of, Paul?
And the best part about this list is these are at the recommendation of people that have worked in fast food.
Man, the people who have spent time in the trenches, I'm one of them, at fast food restaurants, all have stories to tell.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you spent one day on a shift at a fast food restaurant, you probably had at least one time when your eyebrow went full Belushi. What the hell did I just see? What do you know? What do you got for us? 651-989-ROCK. Let's have some of your experiences, because we're looking at a list of things fast food workers say, hey, by the way, steer clear of this one. And the one that jumped out at me first, the Wendy's chili, which, by the way, a veteran of many a bowl of Wendy's chili back in the day.
Okay.
When Wendy's hit the scene, two things. First place that had a drive-through window, in my experience. That was their invention. And then other than liquor stores, which they already had those in Kentucky. Every liquor store has a drive-through window. Fun fact. But when there was a fast food place with drive-through, it was like, whoa, are you serious? And then they had chili, and I was like, oh my, I've died and gone to heaven. Chili on demand?
Yes.
I've waited my whole life for this. And by 11, there it was. A lot of Wendy's employees, there's a whole Reddit thing where people are talking about this. They said the chili's made from dry, old hamburger patties that weren't worth selling because they'd lost their flavor. To which I say, yeah, that's what all the spices are for.
Right.
It works for me.
Isn't that how chili at home is made, too?
Of course.
If you just got some meat, you don't know what that and sloppy joes.
That's like when I was in college. My brother got a job at the student center working in the cafeteria, and on his third or fourth day, he said to me, sad look on his face, he goes, "Hey man, you can't get those nachos on Friday anymore." I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Just trust me, don't order the Friday nachos," because it was the biggest giant bowl of chips and nacho beef stuff on top. He goes, all the beef that isn't used for anything else, all the meat. It was just a meat stew of nastiness.
Kangaroo?
Yeah, he's like, just the chili's, just all the leftovers before the weekend. And I thought about that every time I continued to eat it, because who cares? I was young and I had my health.
Here's the thing. I don't want to submarine the whole bit here, but like you go into these fast food joints, you should know what you're getting yourself into. That's my big thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you kind of already know. You accept the risks.
Well, but if you haven't seen it, it's one thing to say, I know how sausage is made, but when you go to the slaughterhouse, it's a little different. I'm saying.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, I kind of just expect to.
And, like, for all of the, batter, people are like, don't eat this, don't eat that. Everybody who works at a fast food joint eats something from there.
Sure.
100%.
Of course, you have to. 651-989-ROCK, what was your experience? I'm gonna take a quick stand here, because a lot, and I've seen this before, people say, hey man, that McRib, McDonald's brings it out once a year, every 2 years, they show up with the McRib, and people are saying like, man, it's just Spam in a rib-shaped mold.
Wait.
To which I say, exactly.
It's not real ribs?
That's why it's amazing. And I was a holdout. I had my first McRib in my 40s, and I was like, oh my
really?
God, this is amazing.
I still haven't.
Spam guy from way back. And I'm not saying that as a Minnesotan. I got no beef with Spam.
Yeah.
Because there's no beef in Spam, apparently.
I have a question, though. So is it said to be Spam, or is it Spam? Do we know?
These are just...
It's probably Spam-like.
Is it urban legend?
These are just employees saying such. It's just probably it's a McDonald's branded Spam type product.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it was real Spam, they'd be plastering that
That's
all
exactly
over
right.
Minnesota.
Oh, for sure. I guess I said Spam like using the word Kleenex. That's what I meant. You know what I mean?
Talking about fast food, and according to fast food employees, what you should steer clear of. I'll just cut right to the chase. Gas station hot dog. Anybody ever?
No.
No?
Nothing off the roller, man.
No.
Man, every now and again, it's been a while, but there were plenty of times in my life. I'm standing there at the pump, I'm getting gas, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't know, just one quick hot dog wouldn't hurt. Go right in there, and then I take a look at all of them. I watch them all roll, and I pick just the right one, and then I pull that bun out that's kind of stiff.
Stiff is a good word for it.
It's been in there for a couple months. But, man, you just get enough onions, jalapenos, and mustard on that thing, and it's all fine.
Sure, that's probably true.
Yeah, that's what
kill all the germs. The jalapenos.
It's a sad situation when you have to go grab something super processed in a bag to stay healthy.
Sure. Well, yeah, man. You have minutes, well, it's either that or I'm going to get a Cliff Bar, and God knows I don't want to eat one of those.
Yeah. I'm just saying Funyuns are probably a better choice than a gas station hot dog, that's all.
Hey, all I know is, look, I am who I am. I'm old enough to remember when ballpark food was horrible. I mean, I go to Target Field, and I do sometimes sit there and go, I can't believe how good the food is here. Because, back in the day, and I don't mean my childhood, I'm talking about the 90s. You'd go get a hot dog at a baseball stadium and be like, does this thing have a tail? I mean, it was just
man. Don't
disgusting.
be talking crap about the dome dogs.
Oh, man.
It almost had like a film on it.
Sure, almost.
What I mean? Ugh.
Man.
Yeah, fair.
Man, make no mistake about it. A text on the text line, 651-989-ROCK from Craig in Bloomington. 3 words, gas station sushi.
That's
okay. Now, I admitted to the old, every now and again, the gas station hot dog, but gas station sushi, man, try to say that 19 times in a row.
Good tongue twister.
I'm trying to think if I've ever even seen such a thing. Good God.
I've seen it. I don't eat sushi, period. I wouldn't eat perfect sushi.
No sushi ever?
No, pass on
Really?
that. No.
What happened to you?
No seafood, actually.
Is that a head injury thing? What's behind that?
Yes, it was a head injury, but I woke up smarter.
Wow. So they say.
It enlightened me.
Man.
Yeah, no sushi, no seafood, no nothing.
Oh, boy. I got a problem with sushi. There's just not enough.
Yeah.
Never enough. I go straight LA Guns.
Hey.
Never enough.
Hey, you know what? I will let you have mine.
For that, man, let's do it.
For life.
That's a date. Another text came in. Fun fact about the McRib. So we said earlier, a McDonald's employee said, a McRib's just Spam at the end of the day, which is why I said, yeah, that's why it's so good.
Yes.
No such thing as too much Spam either. McRib was released after McDonald's spent big time and big money developing the process and machinery to make McNuggets. When the process was ready, there was a problem with the chicken supply. They temporarily pivoted to pork. Now, I have not confirmed this, but that is a text from a listener.
That's wild.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
It could be a conspiracy theory. My favorite all time is when they said Kentucky Fried Chicken had to change their name to KFC because the FDA ruled it's not actually chicken. Not sure if that's true, but that was going around for a while. They've genetically modified their chickens
but
so they
get like a drumstick.
Yeah, I know.
With a bone in it.
They're like, I know, but that was the rage for a while. It's because it's not real chicken. And my response to that was always, I don't care. That's called 11 herbs and spices of perfection, my friends, and I am down for it. At a Coldplay concert 2 days ago, Coldplay takes out a little something they call the Kiss Cam, like you're at a ball game.
Yeah.
They put up the Kiss Cam. The band isn't playing music. Chris Martin comments on all the couples you see in the Kiss Cam, and apparently a CEO of a tech company, I believe it's a tech company, was busted on the Kiss Cam, groping a woman, not his wife. And when he and the woman looked up and recognized that they were on the Kiss Cam, instead of freezing or instead of kissing and let everyone forget about it, they panicked and tried to hide. Chris Martin had this to say about it, the singer of Coldplay, commenting in real time.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Okay, doesn't look like they were very shy. It was answer A. This was the CEO of a company and the head of HR from a company. The woman had been in place just a few months. So anyway, that's a tough way to get busted. I mean, not that there's a good way to get busted, but that's a pretty tough one. What's the worst way you know of to get caught cheating or being cheated on? If you have any personal experience, or if you want to say, this happened to a friend, we'll accept that as well. 651-989-ROCK. Text and or call. Worst stories of getting busted. Nate Abshire is going to be joining us in about an hour. Yes. Very funny gentleman. He's at Acme this weekend.
Looking forward to it.
He's
Looking very forward to
it.
I'm sorry, I said Acme. He's at Laugh Camp.
Club. Tonight and tomorrow.
Tonight and tomorrow. You know what? It's a Pavlovian. I get into these things. Of course, he's at Laugh Camp. He's a good dude. He'll be with us. In the meantime, in case you've somehow missed it, a big Coldplay concert the other night had an unexpected result in a viral video that's everywhere on social media. Long story short, Coldplay, the British pop, I won't call them a rock band, they're a pop band. They are.
That's fair, yeah.
Admittedly so. They are as big as any band of the last 30, 40 years. They're doing stadiums all the time. They were at a show, and they have brought out on tour, part of their production, like they're at a football game, the Kiss Cam.
Sure.
Right? They just go through the crowd, and then Chris Martin, the singer, comments on couples caught in the Kiss Cam. The camera went to flash a couple, middle-aged couple, a guy standing behind a woman. He's got his arms around her. They are in a very intimate prom picture pose embrace, if you will. And when they look up and realize they're on the Jumbotron, they don't kiss like you're supposed to.
No.
They both panic and separate from each other. The woman squats down. The guy turns his back. They freak out.
It's because they didn't want anyone to know they were at a Coldplay show, right?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's why they make big paper bags, actually. They missed out. No, but so Chris Martin, the singer of the band, he's watching the video as well. And this is what he says when he sees these people freak out.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Either they're having an affair or they're very shy. The former. It's a CEO of a company and his head of HR. And yes, they were groping each other, and they done got busted. Oops.
That's insane.
That's a really hard way to get busted. And without, you don't have to share it if you don't want to. Ever been busted for anything like this? Either one of you guys? I've been busted once, and I was innocent of the crime for which I was busted.
Okay.
But it was a bad hour while I had to figure this out and explain it. And it was because of a text I sent to myself, but I accidentally sent it to Rosemary. And here was the situation.
Okay. Oh boy.
I'm leaving home to go. I'm going on the road, and we had been discussing she was going to come to New York City like 2 weeks later for some shows.
Cool.
And something came up with the kids. I don't remember why, but we decided as I'm like leaving for the airport, we're talking about it, she goes, I'm not going to go. I said, fine. I then go to the airport. I'm getting on a plane to go somewhere else, and as I often do, write myself a note. This is pre-smartphone. This is just texting and calls on a phone.
On your Nokia.
Okay. On my it was a Nokia.
Flip phone?
I send myself notes all the time, or I share into a text. I text myself, and then whatever it was. And so on my little checklist of things to do, once I got to my hotel where I was going and got on my laptop, I said email, or I said SJ flights cancel. That's what that meant.
Okay.
SJ was the band's travel agent. Her name was Stephanie, but her email address was sjw@. And so I just wrote, that was my way of saying, remember to call her and cancel the flights.
Yes.
And but I wrote something like, no, I just wrote SJ Flights New York. That's what I wrote. And Rosemary saw that, and she's like, I'm not going to New York. Now SJ is. Who's SJ? Because I accidentally texted that to my wife instead of to myself.
Oh, man.
And I sent that text and then turned my phone off and then was on a plane for 2 hours while she sat there for 2 hours stewing. We landed, and I turned my phone on, and oh, Lord, help us all. And I'm like, babe, what are you talking about? I have no idea what she's even talking about. Who is SJ? And when she said that, I go, who's SJ? And I looked at it, and finally, and I said, babe, and I said, look at her email. That's me. I'm canceling your New York flights, blah, blah, blah. But so it was about 7 minutes of no, really, and it's all fine. But that was 7 minutes after 2 hours where she was losing her mind.
Steaming, I'm sure.
Just thinking, who are you flying into New York now that I'm not going? Because we had just decided she wasn't going. Anyway, and being raised in a house where you were guilty until proven innocent, I was like, was I bringing someone into New York? No. It was awful. It was seriously. Now that I feel it in my gut right now, remembering it all these years later.
Just I lost the word I was going to say, but just sitting in that isolation and getting left with your own thoughts.
Sure.
I can't even imagine how Rosemary felt.
Awful.
Feel for her.
On the KQRS Facebook page, Tim wrote, we're talking about getting busted, and have you ever been? He said, I pulled up to her parents' house. She was in the drive with a guy in his truck. Broken knuckle punching the window. Oh boy. He said, painful. I was 18. I'm 63 now. Okay.
I bet he's still got some scars.
I bet
and knuckle.
Going back to what, like 1981? You're still remembering that one very clearly. Absolutely. Let's see. 16 years old and that. Oh boy. Never mind. There's some of these we can't read on the air. Yeah, I guess a lot of us have been busted. Go figure.
Holy cow.
16 years. The three-way calling?
I read that wrong.
Yeah, that's okay. We can talk about that one.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever got busted cheating, but like definitely thought that we had dropped somebody from the three-way calling and they still were there and heard us, talking crap about them and stuff like that. So I'm guessing I feel Tim's pain on this one.
Man, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, that is. Ouch.
I walked in on the act, says Rochelle. I cannot unsee. Oof. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Is that the worst way?
Do
you think public humiliation is worse, or having the person you're cheating on walk in on you?
Oh no, I think that's worse all around for everybody involved.
Right?
I would think it has to be.
Yeah. I'd want to find out third hand. Like, I wouldn't want to know with my own eyeballs. I would want somebody to tell me.
I think I'd want to find out third hand, like, in the future. like break up for some other reason and then later find out that was happening.
Like the way it happened to me.
Is that what happened to you?
I had my best friend slept with a former fiance. They years after I was together with her. He and her randomly ran into each other in Florida.
Hold on. Whose fiance?
My ex-fiance.
You were engaged, but did not marry this woman.
Correct.
Okay, so now she's your ex. You broke up. You didn't break off the engagement. You broke up the relationship.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
my best buddy and her ran into each other at something in Florida
after the breakup.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
I know. But I found out after the fact as well. It was like, I'm just saying. My point was that was the way I would have wanted to find out.
Oh, I got
what I'm saying.
Okay,
because it was still uncomfortable, still weird.
Okay, all right.
Like you two are together after yeah, it was a little weird. But finding out after the fact, much better than had I found out a different
stumbled
way
into the room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. All right, 651-989-ROCK is the KQ Talk and Text line. Dave texted in, I got busted by my brother having a good time with my brother's girlfriend in his bed.
Dude.
Ho.
Party foul.
That is crossing.
Yeah.
That's so many codes violated.
Where was your bed, Dave? Was it in a different house? I don't understand what was happening.
Only acceptable excuse, we're identical twins. Yeah, it's not acceptable, but it's close to acceptable. I mean, if she didn't know, because then at least only one of you is a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jerk off.
I mean, but what? But I mean, are you identical? You know what I mean? Like every inch of you?
As far as I know, identical twins are identical, sure.
Yeah, I haven't taken the Pepsi challenge with any twins, so I couldn't tell you.
Man, that's a rough one. I'm just thinking, any of my, I have 5 brothers, and the idea that a brother would, oh boy, I can't even that's not even a door that comes open in my brain to imagine.
They're all so much older than you, though, right?
Well,
you're the youngest.
No, but I mean, there's one that's 2 years older. There's one that's 4 years older. There's one they're not all that much. The oldest is, but there's people in between. It's just a straight line.
You guys were looking to beat the crap out of each other over Quisp. I can't imagine if one of you cheated on.
It wouldn't even. It's not even a possibility.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, I think now that I'm actually picturing it, like any girl that any of us was ever dating, we all would have been like, we were all just striving so hard to be our own person. We would have never even thought about being nice to each other's girlfriends, much less hitting on them.
Wow, fair enough.
Yeah, that's kind of how that worked.
That's the Gorman code.
The Gorman code.
The Gorman code.
When in doubt, opt for violence. Hey, 651-989-ROCK if you got a busted story. I'll share one last one from Tubby. Got home to see the turntable spinning with no record, empty glasses,
Tubby.
Smell of salmon. I got the wide-eyed look and I realized another neighborhood cat party. Tubby's cat done cheating on him. That's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Let's talk about Stevie Nicks for a hot minute.
Okay.
Yesterday, she posted online simply, and if you go forward. That's a lyric from a song from the Buckingham Nicks album. Mm-hmm. Pre-Fleetwood Mac, Stevie and Lindsay working together.
Yep.
30 minutes later, Lindsay Buckingham posted, I'll meet you there. The response from that lyric. So she posted half of a line from a song, and then he posted the follow-up line from a song. This is the lyric from Frozen Love from their 1973 album, Buckingham Nicks.
They were in similar script as well, but I think it's probably all just a coincidence. They just both happened to be tweeting at the same time.
We shall see.
Fat chance.
If nothing else, they certainly still know how to get everybody going. Holy crap.
Here's the question. Do we want a reissue or something like that, or do we want like an actual tour? I'd like to see a tour. I'd like to see some more live stuff from them.
You know what? I'd go take a look.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding? If they went out just the two of them, come on, man. That'd be arenas over. They'd sell out. I mean, the whole world is like, oh my God, yes, I want to go watch them break up again.
Yeah.
Something to talk about,
Man,
for sure.
make no mistake about that. Nate Abshire. I've only known you for 3 years.
You know, either's good.
Either's good.
I feel like it's like Louisville, where I'm like, y'all are saying it wrong.
Attaboy.
You know what I mean?
Louisville.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Fair.
Abshire, it's fine.
Nate Abshire, the Louisville of comics, is at Laugh Camp Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. And he's also in studio with us right now, obviously. Nate, as a member of, in fact, the president of the local Green Day fan club, I saw you rocking out to that tune.
Yes.
I mean, that's your band.
Yes, always has been.
Always has been.
6th grade.
Who is your band? Who's your one gig? You get a ticket. You're in the front row or wherever you prefer to sit. You get one night. Who is it?
Are they getting back together? Will they get back together for me?
Anybody.
Former Curry.
I'd want to see Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
My
Nice. I like that.
I saw them once when I was 13. My mom took me and a friend to the concert.
Wow.
Which was wild.
Cool mom.
Yeah. I don't think she knew what it was going to be like. But, I mean, it was like flag burning
this
in
down
the parking lot. Yeah, it was in Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, Arlington, Texas. Wow. Man.
I can only imagine a Rage concert in Texas. Come on now.
It was great.
That was a lot for her to take on.
Yeah. I mean, we passed some smoking things got passed our way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we passed on those. But I'd like to go as an adult.
Yeah, sure.
That would be an absolutely phenomenal show to see for sure.
Don't hold your breath.
Right.
From what I know about that band, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
That's why I asked, because otherwise I think if it's like bands that's touring right now, I'd like to see The Sword.
Okay.
I really like them.
Good to know.
Do you accept Rage Against the Machine with Chris Cornell's vocals?
As in Audioslave, or
Yeah.
I like Audioslave. Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool. Not the same, but it's cool.
No, not the same, but it is cool for sure.
Different context or perception.
Nate, you've not been in this room in a while. Anything new going on?
You know,
Been busy.
I've been, well, you know, the thing about, I don't know that I've been busy as much as some things seem to have more of an effect on your life than others.
Okay.
But I'm going to be having a baby girl with, you know, I had help at the end of September.
You mean fatherhood is right around the corner?
Yes.
Fair enough. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
September, and we know it's a girl.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. We know it's a girl.
I'm not asking what it is, but do you know the name already?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No.
You're winging it?
Well, we've
Lists are assembled?
yeah, we're actually in the process of compiling presentations to lobby
Oh, really?
each other. Yes.
Each other.
We've
But
got like PowerPoints that we're working on.
best advice I ever got from an older brother was don't tell anyone else what you're thinking.
Correct.
Like never run a name up the flagpole for anyone except each other.
Yep.
Because their reaction will invariably sway you one way or the other. Because nobody will ever say, if you say, this is so-and-so, they won't go, oh, I don't like that name. Once it's named, everybody goes, perfect.
Oh, yeah,
so just do yourself that favor.
That's like running a brand new stand-up bit by a friend before you do it on stage. Just don't.
Yeah.
Really?
You want to believe in it when you go up there, and you don't want to have someone, well, here's the thing. Like,
So that's happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Also with the name. I actually ran a couple names by my mom, and she was not a fan of any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to pick the baby name by doing like March Madness brackets with your wife.
That's
you know
a
what I mean?
really
Like the
good
two of
idea.
you.
Good work.
Yeah.
First, I'd have to get married, but no.
Makes perfect sense.
You already said you had help.
What's the general stress level?
Actually, surprisingly low.
Yeah.
I'm.
Well, you're not a young man. You're not an old man. But, I mean, you're not.
Right.
It's not like you just got out of college.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been around a bit.
I've had a solid 20 years to do whatever I want.
Right.
And I realized that I'm not doing much anyway.
Sure.
Everyone's like, you're not going to have any free time. And I'm like,
Right.
I've seen what I do with my free time.
Exactly.
So this will be an upgrade? Is that what you're saying?
I'm excited. And it really sort of, once I found out, there was, of course, the shock, but where your brain's like, well, it's definitely not mine. And I mean, honestly, I've seen the ultrasound. Doesn't even look like me.
Right. No.
But no.
Does it have a beard? Does she have a beard already, or no?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No. But
That's a hurdle cleared.
yeah, I'm just excited. It's weird to meet a family member. Like, I'm excited to meet a new family member. I've never really thought about it that way before.
It's amazing how much we take all of this for granted. You grow up you spend your whole life, you know where babies come from. You think you understand pregnancy. You think you know a lot. And then when you're actually going through it the first time, my experience was, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like there's a million ways that you're looking at things. There's all this information. If you happen to pick up a book called What to Expect and You're Expecting, just put it down. You don't want to know. I made the mistake of reading that bad boy cover to cover, and man, is it shocking what's going on.
Caveman's Guide to Being a Dad. I do recommend.
Okay.
All right. That one was good.
Yeah.
That had some good tips in it.
The first few months aren't nearly as crazy as they think. I mean, babies generally, and this is not just my experience, they're pretty easy. It's once they start wanting to move, and especially once that sucker's like, I think I want to walk now. Then your life's then you're in a tunnel. Then you're screwed.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah,
but
enjoy that first few. Swaddle them, put them here, give them. They'll sleep. We'll be fine.
Yeah,
they're very portable in the early days.
They don't. I mean, your sleep schedule does. That's real. Like, your sleep schedule can get severely disrupted.
Yeah, I've
but
heard
outside of that,
every 2 hours they eat.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking I'd try to book a lot of road gigs.
There you go. There you go.
Well played.
I
go over like a fart in church.
I got huge props from my wife when our second baby came. Daughter was born in the summer of 2002. And she happened to be a child who liked to be up late at night. And there was a World Cup happening from Japan and South Korea. So the games were coming on at midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m. And I was like, I'll get up with the baby, because I just sat there and watched soccer. And my wife thought I was just like, what a hero.
Yeah,
and
this
then
guy's making sacrifices.
A couple weeks in, she walked out into the den, and, the baby's on the couch. I have my back turned. I'm jumping around, pumping my fist. And she's like, oh, my God, give me that child. But, you'll see. You'll have your opportunities. You'll have your moments to look way cooler and better and more in touch with your emotions than you really are.
Yes, that's the weird thing that I'm like, I guess I do need therapy. Mm-hmm. When I start thinking about someone modeling their behavior off of me, I'm like, oh no, don't do that.
Oh no, make no mistake.
It's been fine for me.
You need therapy. We all need therapy, my friend. There's no one's immune from that little particular virus. But you know what? It is a good thing. It is a nice thing to have that little tapping on the shoulder, which is, and trust me, no matter how many times people tell you this, that child will not miss a trick in your bag. They see and take in every single element of your life. So yeah, have fun with that.
I've been thinking a lot about just how, like, traffic, even when I'm just driving alone, I'm like, all right, well, I need to get a handle on this before there's people around me to witness it.
Uh-huh. It's important.
There are good times, though. There'll be a period where you're the greatest human in that human's life.
Yes. Yeah.
That
so I'm
doesn't last
excited
long,
for
though.
that.
Doesn't last long.
Well, everything has to,
Nate Abshire's in studio. He's at Laugh Camp Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight, 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. So I've seen things, especially you find, your radar expands when you're expecting a child. Suddenly all you see is stories about these sort of things. And I remember when my wife was pregnant, reading about a specific salad that women would eat that puts them into labor. Like, there was a thing at the time. Like,
what?
We lived in Brooklyn, and there was a restaurant that was famous for, if you go in there and you're late in your pregnancy, eat this salad and you will go. And it was a thing, right? People talk. You just hear all these crazy stories.
Sure.
Now, you apparently have one of those cars that just instills, it inspires and in fact creates pregnancies. And so that's a new one on me.
Yeah,
you want to explain this to me,
I didn't
please?
believe it,
but
I bought the car from a friend who got the car back. So she had the car, and then she got pregnant and had to sell the car because it's a coupe.
Okay.
It's, not
a family car.
Yeah, not a family car. So she sells it to her cousin, who then gets pregnant.
Okay.
And then sells the car back to her.
To the original owner,
Yeah.
who now is thinking, I'm ready for a coupe again.
No, then she's like, well, then she had a car and I needed a car and I bought the car. And she's like, okay, but you got to be careful with this thing.
Okay. Because clearly
it'll get someone pregnant.
Yeah, right.
And I didn't believe it, and here we are.
And here you are.
Yeah, everyone that has owned that car, their next vehicle is a minivan.
Okay. That is a. But what kind of car is this?
It's a Scion TC.
Okay, who makes the Scion?
It's essentially Toyota. It's like
that's
an
one of their brands.
Toyota.
Is there a better marketing angle on earth than the Scion? You want to start a family? Buy a Scion. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, this one in particular, I am selling.
Okay. Oh, you
because
are.
I have to get a minivan.
Right, the minivan's on the way.
Nate, did you drive this car to the
station
station
my name's
today?
Nate Abshire. Look me up on Facebook. I'm looking for around $4,000.
Did you drive that car here today?
No.
Oh.
Okay, good.
No.
Unfortunate.
I got
needs
real
work.
nervous for a second. I
Man,
don't want
no
to be
kidding.
anywhere near this thing.
I wonder if you could. I wonder if just sitting in traffic, if you could, if somebody gets knocked up, just being next to you at a red light.
It's, we might not know how many.
Yeah.
The machine spirit within this vehicle just craves population growth.
You know
Yes,
what?
it does.
If nothing else, social experiment. If you don't sell it, maybe just go intentionally get in an accident with someone and see if the accident causes pregnancy. Just touching the vehicle, getting wrecked by the vehicle.
Very
That's
much.
not safe. Don't have the baby in the car when that happens.
I mean, I think there needs to be a lot more scientific inquiry into the curse itself, but
the curse,
or the good magic,
the
I don't
blessing?
Really know. Yeah, there we go.
the blessings that this car
I'm
bestows
good at words.
upon
That's
us.
my whole business.
That is your whole business.
Does it come complete with a 17-inch alloy wheels, the dual pane sunroof, and the Pioneer stereo?
Actually better wheels. I got aftermarket wheels on it.
Okay, there you go.
Well, what
Selling
woman
point.
isn't just going to see that and go, "Oh my God, give me a baby"?
I got them for
Better
free.
wheels on the 2009 Scion. Let's go,
the
dude.
panty dropper.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean it's a real vehicle that'll get you pregnant.
So,
Cheaper
do you
than
have
IVF.
any recent hobbies that you will soon have to abandon when you have a child? But anything you're doing that's, like just suddenly you decided I'm going to get into gardening, or maybe those bagpipes I've been meaning to learn. Anything new in your life beyond the child? And I'm specifically asking, what are you going to miss when the baby comes?
When the baby comes, probably stop drinking quite so much.
There you go. It's as much as you're going to want to drink. I can tell you this: the lack of a hangover is real good for young parenting.
Yeah. I think that I mean, I've mostly been rearranging my life preemptively in a lot of ways. I used to play a lot of video games.
Okay.
I don't really do that much anymore.
Sure.
But
Are you working pending fatherhood into the act already, or are you gonna? I know there'll be plenty after the fact, but is it something like if someone comes to see you at Laugh Camp? I mean, is there a percentage that
a little bit? I've been talking about it a very small amount.
Yeah.
But
you seem very stress free. I mean, you see, your body language tells me you're not really losing sleep over it yet.
It's weird. It was weirdly. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I think that having kids too young is really stressful.
Sure it is.
But I think just part of being 41, I was like, yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I had given up on this ever happening. I'd given up on ever having a family, but
Sure.
I didn't really not want kids.
I got it.
But for stand up is as far as my act, there's always a lag
Right.
between this stuff being in the act, because I still have an hour of material that I need to put on an album or a special that is from before this.
Right.
So I want to get that done, and then I'll basically start with that.
Got it. Nate Abshire's at Laugh Camp tonight and tomorrow night. You are one of how many kids in your family? Only child. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, then.
Yeah, they got it right the first time with me, and then,
that was what it was? Yeah.
They're like, there's no way we can improve on this, so let's just call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Understood.
I've long said that no one's ready to be a dad until the second kid comes. So
that explains
don't know if that
my
bodes
upbringing.
well or but yeah. Exactly. I was going to say I don't know what that means for only children out there.
I was a child of surprise.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
So surprising that your mom said, "You know what? I'm going to see Rage Against the Machine."
Yes.
Still not over this.
And I'm not doing this again.
That makes perfect sense.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I remember when Born to Run was released because Bruce Springsteen, that was his third album. The first two really didn't make a dent. He was on the cover of Time and Newsweek the same week.
Okay.
At a time when to be on those magazines, you had to be,
Like
Menachem Begin or the Pope or Anwar Sadat or, Henry Kissinger. And suddenly Bruce Springsteen was like, who? What? I mean, at 10 years old, it was like, what is this all about? That song, that album, Born to Run, that kind of changed everything for Bruce. So I imagine Bruce is pretty fond of the 70s, generally speaking.
I would think.
Sure.
I would think he would.
I think he probably looks back fondly on the 1970s as that's when it all happened for him. Let's talk about music over time. A good old-fashioned bargument, which Nate Abshire's in studio with us. Nate, we call a bargument an argument you will have after 3 beers, but you can maintain your position. You don't get knocked off of it. You don't forget your train of thought too often. It's just a good old-fashioned bargument.
Sure.
And we like to do these on a Friday. If you look at the last 5 decades, not including the one we're in, we're not talking about the 20s, but go back to the teens, the aughts, the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s, best decade for music. That's it. It's a very simple assignment. We can rank them all, but let's just start here at the top.
Everybody has 90s as number 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
What?
Oh, my God. No.
90s for me, for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's just that's what I
Okay,
grew up
well,
listening.
okay. How old were you in 1990?
In 1990, I was 7.
Okay. Fletcher?
In 1990, I was 16.
Ryder?
I was also 7.
Okay, so, and you're all going 90s. So that's that magical time. You were either a teenager, you became a teenager. That's when music mattered the most. That makes perfect sense because
My coming of age years, for sure.
Right. Mm-hmm. The lights came on.
Yes.
Got it.
And the music was great.
So I
turn those lights on.
I turned 15 in 1980, so the 80s are 100% the answer I'm going with.
Really?
Even though, personal preference, there's a lot of great music. I mean, I could argue for any of these decades, 70s, 80s, or 90s. I'm not going to even attempt the aughts or the teens.
What?
No.
I think
Nothing from the aughts?
What great music came out in the aughts?
Jack White. White Stripes.
Okay.
That's my argument for the aughts.
That's your argument for the aughts.
My argument for the aughts would be we get, she doesn't rise to prominence, but we get Taylor Swift in the aughts. We also got Eminem.
Okay. All right. Strong.
But see, that's the problem. Is it's just like one or two.
You're both throwing out it's not a
couple
whole
haymakers, but there's not a whole Mike Tyson,
There
arsenal.
were superstars after the 90s, but I kind of think that the last decade of music was the 90s.
It's the last decade of anything, of water cooler conversation, of monoculture, of one TV show can dominate, one band can dominate. Absolutely the last decade. And you could make a strong argument that the 90s is when rock music truly peaked. That was its apex.
Yeah.
Simply by the fact that in 1991, what's the list? Within 6 weeks of each other, Pearl Jam 10, Nevermind, Soundgarden,
Alice in Chains, I'm pretty sure.
Metallica put out
Guns N' Roses,
big.
Use Your Illusions, the Metallica Black Album, and Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
There it
All
is.
of those records were released within 6 weeks of each other.
Right.
Insane.
That was bigger than any Zeppelin, Stones, Little Feat, Pink Floyd month. Let me tell you, that's a pretty astonishing.
And that's just 6 of the albums that were from that decade.
And in 1991, as a guy that was very active in the rock scene then, what was everyone saying? Rock was so much better back in the day. It's like when you're in it, you're like, man, this is cool. But man, what about the 70s? And it's like, no, we're peaking right about now. That's not even Rage Against the Machine. That's not even Smashing Pumpkins.
That's not even 9 Inch Nails and Stone Temple Pilots.
That was like mid 90s.
Yep.
Green Day.
Yeah.
So here I am talking myself out of the 80s.
Oasis.
But for me, it does come down to where were you when? It's like, well, Lorne Michaels always says everybody's favorite era of Saturday Night Live is when they were in high school. Mm-hmm. That's when it hits you. And all these studies show for music fans, the music of your teens will always, you can never love music more than the music that first turns you on to music.
Right.
You know, it's just stamped in that
That's how
DNA.
you can explain people like the Doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Good call.
Okay, but I put 80s like way low on my list because of all the garbage that came out in the 80s.
Right.
Like there were some terrible things that came out in the 80s.
And by the way, the garbage was also the 90s.
We can listen. Hey, the garbage pile of any decade is extraordinarily long. But this is my case for the 80s. If you weren't of age, it was because that's when indie, what we now call alt, was indie, like do it yourself. There was a reaction to the quote unquote corporate rock in the rock world. Anyway, you had bands that had become, the dinosaurs. I mean, punk started in the 70s, but it really flourished in the 80s. A band like the Replacements would have never happened in the 70s. A band like Nirvana would have never happened without a band like the Replacements. I mean, the 80s were sort of this bridge to a lot of different directions. The Clash started in the 70s, but it was the 80s where their influence, if you will, like all those seeds sprouted.
It's like the 80s was the Indiana of music, where you have to go through it to get where you want to go.
Man, isn't that the truth?
It was actually, Nate, you just quantified all the thoughts that I just had in my head. The 80s are absolutely due credit for the 90s, but the 90s were still the better decade.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Like the seeds don't get the credit. I mean, they get the credit for the flower, but the flower is still beautiful.
Yeah, you got to age the milk before it becomes cheese.
But still, the police, U2, Duran Duran, Michael Jackson, Springsteen had a pretty nice run in the 80s. AC/DC had a great run. Then you had NWA, Public Enemy, the gangster rap stuff. Oh, dude.
Well, listen, there's no wrong answers, but some answers are more right than others. Nate Abshire's at the Laugh Camp Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. Nate, it's always a pleasure to see you, brother.
Absolutely great. Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome. You know how to get here. We're not going to move, so we can't do anything about it. Best of luck with all the pending changes in life.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You got it. All right, here's your last word. I don't get myself too much twisted up over the minutia of sports rules that often, but I just want to say something. I want to ask you guys both a question.
Okay.
Do you know what the Major League Baseball rule is? Do you know what happens in a game if a fielder catches a ball in his hat?
It counts, right?
What's that?
It counts as a catch.
No.
No.
The batter automatically gets a triple, and any base runners score.
What?
You are heavily penalized if let's say Buxton is running for a ball and desperately, because for some reason he loses his mind and he removes his cap and catches the ball in it. It's an automatic triple and all runners on base score. King for a day. I'm not changing the tax code. I'm not changing anything except that rule. If you catch a ball in your hat, you should win the game.
You should get, okay, I was going to say it should count for 2 outs.
Game's over.
Game's over.
I want to see someone at shortstop, line driver coming in, whip the hat off, catch the ball. Game over.
Yeah.
First inning, we win.
Free beer for everybody.
Come on.
Too. Yes.
Come on, baseball. Wake up.
Get with the times.
That's antiquated.
Certainly hope everybody has a great weekend. But before the weekend, we still have a whole bunch of great music with you, Paul Fletcher. What else today?
You know what? We're going to get the day started with some greats, quite honestly. Nirvana, Bob Dylan, right out of the gate. Also got Avett Brothers tickets. They did not cancel their grandstand show.
Nice.
And Rock the Boat 80s cruise passes.
I kid you not. You said we're going to start the day with greats. I thought you said grapes, and I was like, grapes? What the hell is he talking
Well,
about?
they got the Grape Ape drink at the State Fair. That's right.
Get yourself
happening very soon.
Pour yourself a glass of wine and listen to Paul Fletcher right here on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.